1970s, then you remember Black Sabbath, flared trousers, and of course, the Lotus 7. A car that stood for handling and simplicity itself. Since then, Lotus have drifted towards building supercars like the Esprit, but in the Elise, it heralds a return to everything that Lotus stood for. In fact, it's a laugh. It's light, it's affordable, and it's fun. At first glance, the curvy and swoopy lines don't do a lot for me, but I do rather like this cute rear end. If it's a bit fussy and frantic on the outside, then on the inside it's the absolute opposite. In fact, it's minimalist. There's a steering wheel, 3 pedals, a gear shift, a handbrake, a couple of instruments and a Stone Age heater, and a hood if you want it. In fact, the bare essentials. Climb into the bucket seats and you'll soon find there's no wussy padding here, so you feel every twitch and movement of the chassis through that very underrated part of the driver's anatomy, your backside. In fact, it's only 160 millimeters off the ground. So far, it's affordable, but perhaps a little uninspiring. So where's the rest of the laugh factor? Start it up, put it in gear, slip the clutch, and I can assure you that within 100 yards you're going to be grinning from ear to ear. In fact, Lotus have rewritten the handling rulebook. This car is the perfect interaction between man, machine and the road. The steering has an astonishing, almost intimate feel. It's a combination of precision and feedback that is missing from most modern cars, with a jelly-like suspension which increasingly isolates the driver from the road. Apart from the stunning acceleration, the brakes on this car could stop the QE2. They're a Lotus innovation, using high-tech alloy discs. They do a lot of kart racing around this circuit, which I think is entirely appropriate. If you've ever driven a kart, you'll know how positive and responsive the handling is. Well, I think the Elise is even better. Like a dog, an Elise may be a man's best friend, but it can bite, no more so than in the wet or if you push it too hard. You definitely need quick reactions, or it could end up like this. So how do Lotus do it? The secret is this mid-engine chassis using epoxy-bonded aluminium, a first in the motor industry. See the height of this aluminium sill. I wouldn't like to drive this in a kilt. The result is an incredibly light and strong car. In fact, it's so light it weighs in at a measly 675 kilograms. Compare that to a 4-door saloon of, say, 1,500 kilograms. So it has the strength of a sumo wrestler and the suppleness and lightness of a geisha girl, covered in a fiberglass body and mated to an absolutely bog-standard 1.8 litre, 118 brake horsepower Rover K-Series engine, giving a 0 to 60 time of just under 6 seconds. Okay, it's got quirky looks, it doesn't ooze pleasure, and it's not very good for Scotsmen in kilts. It's not a practical, family-orientated vehicle, but it will bring back those great sensations of driving that you thought you'd lost forever. So if you're bored with traffic jams in your average car, then put the laugh factor back in your life and get an Elise, if you can.